Hi everyone! After exploring several technologies with you over the past few days on this channel, today I'm bringing you the full movie on 10 fascinating and interesting solar technologies. Together, we are going to discover how they work and, most importantly, how they contribute to the success of the energy transition. So, enjoy the film! In recent decades, our consumption and the global population have increased rapidly, resulting in an all-time high in energy consumption. Consequently, the pressure to switch completely to renewable energy is increasing, as fossil fuels are limited and harmful to the environment. Solar energy has emerged as one of the most important sustainable energy resources for a successful energy transition. However, its contribution to a 100% renewable energy supply is also limited, as the sun is available only for half the day, requires resources that must be managed efficiently, and in densely populated countries there is less space available for new solar installations. In these countries, including Germany, various solar technologies are being researched to make solar energy generation more efficient and to explore new ways of producing solar energy on a large scale. In this video, I will introduce you to 10 interesting and promising solar technologies. Space-based solar power. Solar energy generated in space is already used to power satellites. Based on this, researchers in the second half of the 20th century began asking if space-generated energy could also be used on Earth. This innovative idea sparked a lot of excitement, given the technology's immense potential, fueled by limitless sunlight and the numerous new installation opportunities in space. However, it soon became clear that several challenges needed to be solved and still do to enable large-scale use of this technology in the future. To better understand the problems and challenges of this technology, let's take a closer look at its functionality. Essentially, very large solar modules stationed in space are required. These are mounted on satellites, launched into space by rockets and brought into their desired orbit. The solar modules on the satellites are designed to use sunlight to generate electrical energy that will be sent to Earth. To transfer the generated electrical energy to Earth with minimal losses, it must first be converted. In most cases, it is converted into microwaves. The microwaves are then transmitted to Earth by a phased array microwave beam. On Earth, they are received by special antennas, which capture the microwaves and convert them back into electrical energy. This electrical energy can now be fed into the power grid and provide electricity to large industrial buildings or even entire cities. After many research projects initially failed due to energy transmission issues, a significant breakthrough was achieved in 2023, when the first test satellite capable of wirelessly transmitting solar energy from space to Earth's surface was officially inaugurated. Large countries like China and the UK are already working on installing massive solar power plants in space to power the Earth in the future. However, the main reason this technology is still far from commercial use is its inefficiency regarding cost and benefits. The ratio between the electricity generated in space and the cost savings on Earth is still too low compared to the costs of installation and maintenance. These costs include high installation expenses and the costly, environmentally unfriendly rocket launches. Additionally, only a small portion of the energy generated in space can currently be transmitted to Earth due to transmission losses and antenna size constraints. Expanding these antennas, which already occupy considerable space, would make little economic sense if it's not profitable. Understanding these many challenges reveals that this technology will not play a crucial role in the global energy transition in the short term. Nevertheless, significant research is being conducted, with numerous small advancements being made. If costs can gradually be reduced, this technology could contribute to the energy transition in the medium and long term. Floating PV. Since space-based solar energy is still under research and it's not even clear yet if it can be commercially used in the future, various solar technologies have already been developed on Earth to enable solar energy production on new surfaces and thus further expand capacity. One of these solar technologies is floating photovoltaics, or in short form floating PV, which enables solar energy to be generated not only on land but also on water. Floating PV generally refers to photovoltaic systems whose modules are installed on substructures placed on the water surface of lakes and other bodies of water. However, the name of this technology is a bit misleading, as most of these systems or their substructures do not float freely on the water, instead they are anchored to the lakebed. They are designed to adapt slightly to water movements without changing position significantly. Besides utilizing new water surfaces for solar energy production, this technology offers other advantages. Firstly, the cooling effect of the water improves the efficiency of the solar plant by enhancing the module's performance and sometimes even extending their lifespan. Secondly, floating PV systems have a smaller environmental impact compared to other energy generation methods. However, due to varying weather conditions on lakes, the solar panels and their substructures must be specially manufactured for increased durability, making them more expensive than conventional solar panels. Therefore, floating PV installations are usually only cost-effective on a larger scale. Additionally, at least in Germany, several bureaucratic hurdles, such as obtaining multiple permits, must be overcome before installation, complicating and lengthening the process. Nevertheless, floating PV installations continue to be developed and installed due to their vast potential, making this technology a valuable albeit small contribution to the energy transition now and in the future. Agriphotovoltaics. To meet the growing demand for food and energy on Earth simultaneously, Agriphotovoltaics was developed, a solar technology that combines both needs. This technology enables land to be used for food production and sustainable electricity generation at the same time. Solar panels are installed above agricultural land in a way that allows sustainable electricity generation while minimally interfering with agricultural activities. This results in much more efficient use of available arable land. Additionally, the solar panels protect plants and soil from extreme weather events such as heat waves by providing shade, which can lead to higher crop yields. However, economic considerations are also crucial here, as additional costs arise from the specific requirements of installing these systems. Consequently, only large systems, or those with high-efficiency modules in sunny regions on high-value crops, tend to be economically viable in the long term. Nevertheless, interest in agriphotovoltaics has grown significantly worldwide since the early 2010s, and the number of agriphotovoltaic systems is steadily increasing. Thus, this technology represents an essential addition to a successful global energy transition while contributing to sustainable food production. Solar films. How cool would it be if solar panels could be attached not only to rooftops, large solar park substructures, or floating PV installations, but also to various everyday devices? This is actually possible, not with conventional solar panels, but with so-called solar films. Solar films are thin-film solar cells mounted on flexible, thin substructures. Due to their light weight, they are easy to handle and bring a wide range of applications. They can be attached to building facades, vehicles, mobile devices, and even textiles. Generally, they are easy to install, enable decentralized energy production, and are aesthetically pleasing. However, there are also some reasons why this technology is not yet widely seen in everyday life. The low efficiency of these films combined with the high manufacturing cost compared to traditional crystalline solar modules, is the biggest challenge facing developers and manufacturers of solar firms. Additionally, they often have a shorter lifespan. Nevertheless, some solar companies have already succeeded in manufacturing and selling solar firms commercially, while simultaneously working on efficiency improvements. This is why this technology is already contributing to the energy transition and will play an even more significant role in the future. Transparent solar cells. In the past and still today, roofs are primarily used for installing solar panels, which supports the energy transition but does not nearly exhaust the full potential of energy production possibilities on buildings. By using specially crafted modules and solar farms, it is already possible to generate solar energy on building facades. But did you know that windows can also be used to generate solar power? At first glance, this sounds contradictory, but transparent solar modules have made this possible. The transparency effect of the solar cells is achieved because the substrate material is largely transparent. Additionally, small gaps are often planted between the cells to allow more sunlight to pass through. Consequently, these solar modules are generally not entirely transparent and are often referred to as semi-transparent solar cells. The solar cells themselves absorb a specific part of the light spectrum and generate solar energy from it. These cells reduce the light intensity inside buildings, which can be beneficial for people in residential and office buildings, animals in shelters, and plants in greenhouses, by providing protection from glare and heat during strong sunlight. The biggest advantage of this technology, as mentioned earlier, lies in its versatile applicability. That's because transparent solar cells can be integrated into windows and glass surfaces of various types of buildings. However, in practice, this is not common due to their significantly lower efficiency and higher cost compared to conventional solar modules. Nonetheless, transparent solar modules are already commercially available from solar companies and are widely used. The potential of this technology is substantial, making transparent solar cells a promising contributor to the energy transition. Solar night panels. Until recently, it was assumed that solar energy could only be generated during the day with sunlight. But that's not entirely true, as researchers managed in 2022 to develop solar panels that can generate electricity at night. But how exactly does this work? During the day, the Earth's surface absorbs sunlight, which solar systems use to produce electricity. At night, the opposite happens. The Earth's surface emits heat in the form of infrared radiation to the atmosphere, leading to a cooling effect. The emission of photons, light particles that carry heat, also cools down the solar panels relative to the ambient temperature. This temperature difference can now be used to generate energy by a thermoelectric generator, which converts heat into electricity. Incidentally, the thermoelectric generator can be relatively easily integrated into the solar system. However, it should be noted that the electricity generated in this way has so far been minimal and far from contributing significantly to the energy transition. Nevertheless, this technology further illustrates that solar energy generation has little boundaries and that even more is possible in the future. Off-grid photovoltaics. The electricity you use for your everyday life mostly comes from the public power grid. But what if you live in a remote area without access to the public grid? One of the most practical solutions would be to install an off-grid PV system. Like grid-connected solar systems, direct current is generated using solar modules, which is then converted to alternating current by an inverter. However, batteries are necessary to store the generated electricity and use it later, with a charge controller regulating the charging process. In summary, off-grid PV systems are self-sufficient solar systems that generate electricity independently and make it long-term usable with the help of batteries. This technology was invented decades ago and indirectly plays a significant role in the energy transition. Because it is grid independent, it is not only used in remote areas without a power grid connection, but also laid the foundation for many other specialized solar technologies developed in subsequent decades, which we will go through now. Solar cars. Off-grid PV systems, solar films and thin-film solar cells have paved the way for installing PV systems on vehicles, including cars. While it may seem like a recent revolutionary invention, the development of solar cars has been ongoing for decades. The first solar cars were tested on racetracks in the late 1980s and continue to be specially designed and used for international solar car races until this day. Through these races, they have gained more public recognition in recent years. Basically, solar cars function like classic electric vehicles, which are already widespread, as they also use electrical energy as a power source, which is converted into mechanical energy to move the car. The small but crucial difference from electric cars lies in the addition of photovoltaic cells that produce solar energy for driving. For short trips in sunny weather, solar cars can even be fully powered by solar energy and, if necessary, can be connected to a charging station like electric cars. Nowadays, in addition to solar race cars, mass-market solar cars for road traffic are being made, although they are not yet publicly available. Production of other solar cars previously available or scheduled for 2023 had to be halted due to financial difficulties. Nevertheless, some car manufacturers continue to work intensely on developing new solar cars for road use to make road traffic even more sustainable in the future. Solar boats. Solar-powered vehicles are not only found on the road, but have also been on the water for some time. Solar boats have been manufactured and sold on a commercial scale since the early 2000s. They operate similarly to electric boats, which are equipped with an electric motor that converts electrical energy into mechanical work for propulsion. The key difference is the energy source. Solar boats primarily use solar energy generated by photovoltaic cells installed on the boat surface, unlike electric boats, which rely on stored battery power. The stored battery power is used as a backup on solar boats. The generated solar power also supplies energy to other electrical systems on the boat, such as lighting or navigation. This technology has become so popular that in addition to solar boats, smaller solar-powered ships like solar yachts and even solar ferries are now being used as transportation on water. Solar boats are, therefore, much more advanced in commercial use than solar cars and are already making a significant contribution to sustainable water transport. Solar airplanes. Solar energy on the road, solar energy on water. But what about solar energy in the air? It might sound crazy, but besides solar cars and solar boats, solar planes have been developed as well. They are also equipped with an electric motor whose primary energy source is solar power generated by installed solar cells on the aircraft surface. Batteries are also included for power during periods with less sunlight or power shortages, preventing crashes and allowing for the storage of excess solar energy. Due to their limited energy capacity and significantly lower efficiency compared to other fuels, solar planes can often only be used for short flights. Therefore, they are mainly used for exploring natural areas or environmental monitoring missions. They are also ideal for high-altitude flights, where the intensity of sunlight is greater, increasing efficiency and extending flight duration. While solar-powered passenger planes are still far from being a reality, two Swiss researchers, Bertrand Piccard and André Borschberg, achieved an incredible milestone in sustainable aviation almost 10 years ago. On March 9, 2015, they officially inaugurated their solar plane, Solar Impulse 2, embarking on a historic world journey. Over more than a year, they circumnavigated the globe, covering over 40,000 kilometers in 17 stages. For propulsion, the aircraft used only solar energy generated directly or stored in batteries. With a clear vision and readiness to push mental and physical limits, the two pilots also set multiple flight records. Upon landing in Abu Dhabi on July 26, 2016, they were celebrated by scientists and project supporters and became a main topic in international media. With this project, they inspired other scientists and demonstrated that aviation too could become much more sustainable with renewable energies like solar energy. Which of the presented solar technologies do you find most promising? Did one of these technologies particularly impress or fascinate you? If so, let me know in the comments, and until next time. Alright guys, if you have any more questions regarding the movie, feel free to drop them in the comments. And as always, your support for this channel is greatly appreciated, so that we can make sure to drop more high quality content like this for you on our channel. So, thank you for watching and see you next time.